Listen, ladies and gentlemen, we must discuss something. I got breaking news to report to you involving Lamelo Ball, MB1, the one of one. And listen, the Charlotte Hornets, they finally have made the move that we all didn't really know where they was headed, but we did know it was a couple of candidates, but they land here with Charles Lee. He agrees to a 4-year deal to be the Hornets' next head coach. And like I said, this is going to be big ramifications, y'all. This is the Boston Celtics lead assistant, Coach Charles Lee. He has agreed on a 4-year contract to become the next head coach of the Charlotte Hornets. Charles Lee is 39 years old, and he's definitely risen the ranks as I'm doing my homework with him. He's been around for a while, as I'm noticing, so for a young guy, hopefully he could definitely do something here for the Hornets in this role. I think that he's coming in with new ownership. He was basically picked. We all know when these guys, Plotkin and all these guys came in, what they was going to do. And they basically graced, Clifford out the door, so Lee, for all we know, he could mess around and win the title, which I don't know if that's going to happen. But they are definitely headed to the conference finals. I think that the Cleveland Cavaliers, that's just child's play. But let's see if he could carry that over to the Hornets. I'm not going to get too caught up because like the Hornets was just a disastrous. I mean, what were they? 21 and 61. I mean, seriously, the Charlotte Hornets this was just like I said. To really make sense of the season of the Hornets, man, would just be disgusting, and that's what has happened, lately as a Hornets fan is rocking with Lamelo, and you just watching his team, you slowly, surely see the team disintegrating right before our very eyes. You understand? So it's just a very tricky situation, in my humble opinion, of what's going on with the Charlotte Hornets. But I will tell you this right now. Let's hope that they could get back to where they was at two years ago when they was in the play-in situation, or maybe even further, because they were supposed to be on that track. They wasn't supposed to be this debilitating team, even though we do know most of it is resorting to injuries. Obviously, Lamelo Ball is just a marquee guy, in my humble opinion. So it's just a crazy situation. They have to make sure they take care of this guy. I wanted them possibly to go with JJ Redick, which was a brand name, but I do understand the pedigree that they picked Charles Lee from. So, and Charles Lee he's went out there and coached stars. He's working under a young coach. So it's very crazy to see where the Celtics are. Hopefully Charles Lee could complete the job, even going to the finals. Just that rub alone coming to Charlotte, I think would be good. Obviously, I don't want him to go to the finals because that would mean the Knicks. I'm just saying, but I'm just speaking as a basketball, just speaking just straight pure basketball here. He could make a finals run, mess around and win the title, and bring that pedigree to Lamelo Ball and the Charlotte Hornets. And that's something that Michael Jordan, nobody has ever brought. And I'm just bringing in the positives here. Obviously, we've seen guys coming from the Popovich trees, the Budenholzer trees, everybody, the Kerr tree. But it's no guarantee that it's going to be a carryover. Like I said, you're with the Celtics. You were around a bunch of veterans, Holiday, Tatum, Brown, Porzingis. These guys want to win. How do you transfer or that kind of mentality over to what's happening in Charlotte? I do think that the Hornets maybe have accelerated the pace slightly. And I mean slightly in a very big way, because they made some moves, and I think they brought in some winning players who was going to be able to emphasize what the new head coach is going to be bringing in. Like these are winning players who came and they want to be there. They don't look like they're out there to goof around. They look like they are focused and they understand what's at hand. They understand LaMelo Ball is the #1 option. He's the face of the franchise, and they have this young up and coming. This man finished 3rd in the Rookie of the Year race in Brandon Miller. So they have what it takes. And then when you talk about Mark Williams, you are talking about a whole nother dynamic here. You know, I don't know what they're going to do with Miles. That's going to be a situation I'm pretty sure he'll be involved with, as long with the front office. So it's going to be interesting to see how they handle this. But I do like the direction, the way things are headed. You know, how they was able to get the new GM and they was able to get the new coach. So the Hornets is looking like they are headed into, basically, they're already in the off season, but they're going to go into the draft, to the summer, with some sort of direction here. You know, there's people in place, you know, and you don't have to speculate. Is JJ Redick coming? Is it going to be this guy? Is it going to be that guy? But at the end of the day, y'all, it's all about winning, because next season it's going to be do or die. You understand? Because it's getting to the point, and I'm talking to real LaMelo Ball fans, I'm not sitting here trying to sugarcoat anything with the people. What's going on in basketball is a travesty. There's a lot of things happening where the media is pushing this guy, that guy. They're not even letting players try out for the USA basketball team anymore. And like I said, Kyrie Irving spoke to his disgust about that situation. So they have handpicked people. You understand? And what's going on now is, if LaMelo and the Hornets, like I said, Melo can only do so much individually. He's a damn near done it already individually, outside of obviously winning the MVP and things like that. But we've seen what he can do individually. He's going to need a collection of these guys. You understand? I hope that Mr. Charles Lee could galvanize these troops, you know, under LaMelo Ball. He could get this 1-2 punch going. You understand? This duo going between LaMelo and Miller. He could take that to another level, being next to a Tatum and a Brown. I think that's going to bode well for a guy like B-Mill, you know. And then obviously he worked with Porzingis. I think that's going to work very well for a guy like Mark Williams. Mind you, all of these things are contingent on health. That's another big thing about the Hornets. The Hornets are in most games. When LaMelo is there, he's giving you a puncher's chance. You know, obviously they lacked on coaching. Can Charles Lee will some of these wins that was kind of hanging in the balance, and it seemed like Clifford was a little slow-footed. He's a little low off. You understand? But the Hornets, man, this is a make-or-break year for LaMelo Ball and the Hornets, man, because I think if they do not show any life, if they do not reach the playoffs, go to the play-in, I think that you have to start to really think about moving LaMelo or LaMelo asking out, because I really believe that LaMelo's talent warrants a better situation. You understand? He needs to be on that stage, and I just don't know if the Charlotte Hornets is the team that could put him on that stage. Only time will tell, and we're going to be here to tell it. It's Flight Sports TV. You already know what it is. Make sure you hit the like button, and most definitely hit the subscribe button. Peace and love.